The question is, should special status have been given to Kashmir in the first place? Actually, if you look at this conclusion, if you look at the judgment is critical not just of the people who are trying to say that the abrogation of 370 was wrong. The judgment is critical of the fact that 370 was allowed to exist for such a long time. In fact, without saying it in as many words, Sudhanshu Trivedi, the judgment is very, very critical of 370 itself. So the judgment is critical of 370 itself. It has very, very clearly said it was temporary. There is no question of sovereignty or partial sovereignty for any state. It has said that 370 was a feature of asymmetric federalism and not sovereignty. It has very clearly said the constitution of Jammu and Kashmir is redundant. The constitution of India matters. These are realities. This should be a lesson for this tukre lobby, in my view, which for 3 years has been running this campaign and trying to drag the Supreme Court of India into this unnecessary controversy. Sudhanshu Trivedi, we need to be very careful of this group that is trying to put pressure on the courts to get into areas that are not the domain of the courts but the domain of the government. That is the domain of the government. These are not areas you should drag the courts into. This matter should never have gone to the courts. Sudhanshu Trivedi is on the debate. I'm opening it up, please. Sudhanshu Trivedi.
Yes, of course. Because now they are losing their social ground, losing their political ground, having the no moral authority. They are trying to approach each and every time unnecessary, putting trouble for the legal authorities, that is the Supreme Court of India. In this context, I would also like to say that during this period of 1947-48, which General Bakshi was referring, on 24th of October 1947, when the accession document was signed, there was no if and but, comma or full stop other than as it was with other princely states. Then why it was unnecessarily added? And when it was called temporary and transient, it continued for 3 generations. From 1948 to 2019. It took 71 years for get to abrogated. जिसे एक कहावत होती ना कि आह को चाहिए एक उम्र असर होने तक, आपने तो 3 जनरेशन निकाल दी और उसके बाद उसको जाने के लिए, and now when it is removed, then you are saying the Supreme Court has categorically said, number 1, there cannot be any special sovereignty of any state under a country. Any state is equal, they cannot claim sovereignty. Number 2, if it was temporary and transient, it has to be dealt with in accordance with its spirit. But it has not been dealt with the spirit. And now, today, when you are saying that it is being done without a proper legal procedure, it is being duly upheld that it is done with proper legal procedure, unlike 35A, which is the one constitutional amendment which was brought by presidential proclamation without bringing it on the floor of the house. ये भारत का इकलौता संविधान संशोधन था जो संसद में कभी पारित ही नहीं हुआ और एनेक्सर में जाके ऐड हो गया. But now everything has been cleared, settled down, and now Kashmir is marching ahead on. और एक और चीज में just one thing I would like to remind. ये 2019 में जब ये एक्ट पारित हुआ 5 अगस्त को, उससे पहले by the powers vested in Parliament from Assembly of Jammu Kashmir, reservation का constitutional amendment हुआ on the border district, and all opposition parties supported. How come that the Parliament is having the power of Jammu Kashmir Assembly for one constitutional amendment, but not having for other constitutional amendment? I think this type of logics were ridiculous.
Correct.
That is the point.
Solid point.
See,
Sudhanshu Trivedi, one point here. Sushil Pandit, when this happened in 2019, so many things these people said. And today you will find it interesting, viewers, when the Supreme Court is saying that the government was right, this whole lobby has gone quiet. Or they'll report it somewhere, they'll report it with an angle. Why doesn't the Wire say we were wrong? Why doesn't Scroll say our perspective was wrong? Why doesn't other people say we were incorrect? Look, why don't the politicians said what? Democracy in India has been murdered. you know, all these these Congi leaders said foreign countries must intervene. Democracy in India is dead. Ghulam Nabi Azad said India's head has been chopped off. The government is immoral. We have lost Kashmir. ये campaign हुआ था कि नहीं हुआ था, सुशील जी?
Yes.
ये campaign चली थी सिर्फ, was it only against the government or was it against the people of India?
Absolutely.
And if it was a campaign against the people of India, where is the counter acceptance today? Is anybody saying we were wrong?
No, I'll give you...
Anybody accepting? Is anybody accepting we were wrong? We have hurt nationalists. Anybody said that?
Yes. No, for your esteemed panelists and for your viewers, much before today's Supreme Court judgment came, much before thousands of crores of rupees as investment came to Kashmir, and much before the stone pelting even stopped, one thing happened immediately after Article 370 was nullified. China went to Security Council of United Nations objecting to it. Not once, not twice, thrice. By December 2019, China had gone to Security Council objecting to this.
And the Congress was speaking on China's behalf.
And on August 5,
Well, say it, don't stop. Speak up.
Pakistan expelled our ambassador, our High Commissioner Ajay Bisaria.
Oh, yeah, sure. One. Continue speaking. Don't stop. They will shout over you. Don't stop. Continue. Let him speak.
Whose interest was Article 370 serving in our constitution?
Yeah.
I do not remember.
And which party? One minute.
India ever expelling Pakistani diplomats from here, Pakistani High Commissioner, not in the wake of Kargil, not in the wake of attack on Parliament, not in the wake of Mumbai attack, not in the wake of Pulwama, not in the wake of Uri, but Pakistan expelled our High Commissioner when Parliament of India had openly discussed this issue, through due process voted on it, and exercised its sovereign right over a territory of India. Pakistan expelled our High Commissioner.
No, I think
ever India going to Security Council complaining against China?
No.
Another issue.
Why should I'm saying one. What's your counter question? One minute. What's your counter question?
What has that to do with the 370? I asked that, but before that, I just wanted to respond to a very
Just one minute. You are saying today. One minute. You are saying today, what does that have to do with 370? I am simply asking you, since 2019 at every forum in India and abroad, Sudhanshu ji, मेरा बहुत straight सवाल है. 2019 से लेके अब तक, at every platform in India and abroad, from Frankfurt to Tokyo to New York to Washington to Pakistan, everywhere you people go and say, in India democracy is dead because 370 is gone. In India the constitution is dead because the constitution has been walked over the day the BJP government removed 370. Today the Supreme Court of India has said the BJP government has done the right thing by removing 370. तो बहुत पहले होना चाहिए था. I want you now to go to Pakistan and say I was wrong. I want you to go to London and New York and go and say I was wrong. Because you've given my country a bad name. You've given my country a name. I'll tell you what it is. And Sudhanshu will listen. You have gone and said. You
do you think I have no right to speak?
You have a right to speak, but then you also have a you have one minute. You have a right to speak, but 1 minute, because you have a duty to apologize. So look at the screen and apologize. Say I was wrong.
For what?
For abusing the country.
For what?
For abusing.
Nobody has abused.
For abusing.
No,
saying that 370 was an attack on the constitution.
Seeking your rights does not mean abusing them.
No. I would say don't. I would say you're even abusing my democracy. You're abusing the country's democracy.
Everybody is free to seek his rights.
Yeah, free to seek his rights. That also
does not mean abusing the country.
Well, you called it a regressive step.
Who must
apologize.
abuse the country?
Apologize.
When you say
Sudhanshu,
somebody seeking for the right, and you
well, I let Sudhanshu respond. My 1 minute. I want to hear from him. Listen here right now. Sudhanshu Trivedi and Ahmed Ayaz.
Arnab, Sushil Pandit ji has made a very significant mention that China tried to bring a resolution thrice in Security Council but unable to bring anything. Sir, forget about China. Even Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates were not very willing to support Pakistan on this issue. There was a time during Congress regime when the issue of Kashmir users to come at the international level, only Soviet Union users to be on our side and almost rest of the world towards the side of Pakistan. Now today the situation under Modi government has taken a total U-turn. When the issue comes, only China is on their side and almost rest of the world towards our side. साहब चाइना तो छोड़िए, जब उनको यूएई और सऊदी अरब का भी साथ नहीं मिला तो आज पाकिस्तान को उस मुकाम पे लाके छोड़ा है कि इस भरी दुनिया में कोई भी हमारा ना हुआ, गैर तो गैर थे, अपनों का सहारा ना हुआ। जनाब आज मैं आपसे कहना चाहता हूं, अगर पीओके के बीच की लाइन खोल दी जाए और ये कहा जाए कि उधर के कश्मीर और इधर के कश्मीर में कौन आना चाहता, हम तो नहीं चाहते साहब, मैं दावे से कहता हूं मुजफ्फराबाद खाली हो जाएगा, क्योंकि उन्हें लगता है कि मोदी जी के कश्मीर में डेवलपमेंट है और उधर के कश्मीर में सिर्फ तबाही है। इस जमाने में यहाँ पे सिर्फ नारे बजते थे, हम चाहते आजादी।
सुधांशु लाउडा, लाउडा, सुधांशु लाउडा।
फसादी घुसे हुए थे, उसमें बगदादी घुसे हुए थे, उसमें जल्लादी घुसे हुए थे, उसमें जिहादी घुसे हुए थे।
Listen to him. Listen to Sudhanshu. Not everyone on the screen. Thank you.
That's why you should try to understand. That's why you should try to understand.